everybody. I'm doing a 15-minute session for a client, so I'm going to be sharing psychic wisdom and energy healing. If any of you are interested in exploring a session with me, please come visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. All right, thank you so much for the opportunity to connect with you today. You've got quite an interesting thing going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and read your goals and we'll get started, okay? All right, you say, I am possessed by an energy or entity. I don't know what it is. It feels very uneasy, but it looks white. Okay, just a moment here. It's really neat that you can identify, I mean, you're using psychic techniques right now to identify even what its appearance is like to you, okay? That's a psychic skill. So you're identifying what it looks like, even saying if it feels very uneasy. I mean, it's uncomfortable. Entities are uncomfortable because they're uncomfortable. And now they're in your space trying to make you feel uncomfortable. They're trying to bring you down to their level. All right, don't make it intimidate you to being down to its level, right? Okay, so it's uneasy. It looks white. It feels like electricity. And that makes my muscles get very tense. It controls me. And it doesn't respect my free will and boundaries. And it makes it impossible to sleep and function. Okay. It attached itself to my left foot. That's how it got into my body. I was possessed to the point where this thing, energy, was even in my brain, which resulted in me not even being able to think. I also the right foot, but less. Do you know how I can remove this thing and make sure it never comes back? Make sure it stays away from me? How do I get rid of it for good? More importantly, what awareness do I need to get rid of this white thing, energy, entity? I have tried a lot. Nothing has really worked. It attached to me after 1 year of not being able to function due to a very heavy burnout, very bad energetic health. I couldn't even walk anymore. Which was caused by suppressing myself and my hurt since I was 8 years old due to being bullied. And I was not okay as me, and my hurt was not allowed. Can you... Yes, I will hide. You were requesting some things. Because you had sent me some photos. So no, I will not share your photos or your name. I always like to keep these things private. Okay. Thank you for everything that you shared. I mean, you went into detail about everything that you can understand about this thing. I love how you're open-minded to techniques on how you can remove it yourself. You can remove it yourself, especially when you start to be aware that you're psychically aware of it and you're evaluating it. But it takes a little bit of a shifting between human awareness, as in I feel like it's controlling me, to energy awareness, which is nothing controls you. And while you feel it physically, it's still an energy thing. So you have all the power in the energy world to remove it. As a human being, it's going to filter through your mind and your human senses, and it's going to be scary and confusing. And the more emotionally attached you become to your translation of it, the harder it is going to be to get rid of, because you have to stop the human side of who you are and then shift into working with your psychic ability. You're going to have to do that to remove it. And that's not a thinking thing. That's a closing your eyes, facing this thing, touching it with your energy hand, okay? But let me look at it for myself, okay? And let's see what we can do today. Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. And a lot of people are going to benefit from this. People go through these experiences. You're not the only one, okay? And a lot of people are going to appreciate some suggestions and just hearing about your personal situation. Okay. Oh, weird. Okay. So I see you in a bubble, and this thing is kind of wrapped around the bubble, and you are kind of focusing on what could be, let's just say, your computer or tablet, and you're really using your eyes to see and pay attention to other things. So you're kind of ignoring it, but it's very hard to ignore this. And it looks demonic. It really does. It has like, I mean, it has a pointy nose. It has really rough, kind of a reddish brown burnt-like skin. It's got some of its skin is kind of like there's rolls of it that are around its nose and under its eyes. It's got like rolls here in the forehead. Has no hair. And it's kind of it's got a face, a neck, shoulders, arms, and then the rest of its body is more like kind of wrapped around this orb, and then its hands are kind of on it with like black sharp fingernails, you know, sharp teeth. And it's got like yellowish green eyes with slit pupils. There's a lot here. I mean, there's a lot here. I'm trying to I mean, there's just so much here. It's hard to even know where to begin. Like, so it sees you as delicious because there's an attraction to you sexually. Okay, it's what it's like, and it's really dazzled by you, by the way that you look, by your body. It's very attracted to you. Okay. And it wants you to be attracted to it too. It's highly manipulative because it's saying things like, I was never trying to hurt you, you know, as it's slowly moving its way in. I've never been here. I've never tried to hurt you. Although I'm hurting you, I didn't know I was hurting you. It's kind of like that, you know. It is trying to infiltrate your entire body because because that's the most intimate connection it can have with you, is to be completely inside you. I mean, literally, it wants its whole body to be in your face and your neck and your shoulders and your hands and all that, okay? I need you to actually stop, and I need you to look at it, and I need you to not be judgmental of it, okay? And you need to take control. You need to take control, okay? So in this scene, I'm going to have you look at it, okay? You won't do it. You won't do it. You won't do it. You won't do it. You won't. I just want to go away. Just want to go away. Just want it to go away. Say that these demons, they're here for a reason. And so we have to understand it. Some things you literally can just box it up, send it away. Some things you actually have to make peace with it, basically, okay? You need to have that conversation on the energy side of things. And you change the vibrational connection by not being judgmental, working with unconditional love, which doesn't mean you have to love it in a human way. You love it on a soul level way. And you help it to find a wholeness inside of itself so that it doesn't need you to complete itself, because it can find a completion inside of itself, so that it can look in the mirror of what it is and sees the beauty of what it is. Instead, it's using you to try to find beauty inside of itself. It's using you. So if you don't choose to take a look at it, then it's not going to go away until you look at it, because it needs your help. Okay? Don't worry about its style, its appearance, and that sort of thing. Don't worry about that. See that you have the power to change the life of another soul. Okay? So we can impact humans. We can impact souls too. And they're attracted to us for different reasons. And you are, for whatever reason, the perfect vibrational medicine to help this soul. For whatever reason, you are the one that can help this soul. And so don't let it feel like it's overwhelming you, because you have the power to help it find a wholeness inside of itself, okay? So you have that. You have that caliber. You must have trained yourself quite well to ignore it. Because even I'm here and I'm trying to help you to stop what you're doing and to look at it. You haven't learned what your personal power is as an energy being. Because what you were saying about being bullied and all what you had been through and how hard that was on you, that would teach you as a human being what your personal power is not much personal power, right? But in the energy side of things, you are God, you are source, you are the whole universe. You're all the stars, all the angels, all the souls. You're even this being. You're also this being. You're also me. You're also everybody. We're all a part of each other, okay? So your true totality is everything, okay? You're everything. You're everything, okay? You're everything. So you had some really hard human experiences that broke you down as a human being, okay? But you're still everything, okay? You are. And maybe this attraction to you is to teach you how to remember who you are, because you now have the power to heal what is broken in this soul. Must be paralleling something that is broken inside yourself. And if you don't want to look at what's broken inside yourself, it'll be very hard for you to look at what's broken inside of this being, okay? For all we know, this could be a part of you. This could be a part of you, and maybe that's why it's trying to get back inside of you. Let's keep looking, okay? Let's keep following through on this. Okay. You're afraid, you say. You quietly tell me you're afraid. I say, okay, why don't we start with what are you afraid of? That I'll lose myself. Okay. What do you think that would be like? You're kind of like, yeah, don't say things like that, because once I start visualizing it, thinking about it, now I'm starting to let it in. Okay. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop the bubble, and this thing is going to be standing here. It doesn't really have any legs. It's just like a, I don't know, it's a hangy thing. I mean, it's just like skin or something. Does it have like really hips? It just kind of hangs this material, okay? And then we're just going to put this thing here like it's levitating, and then there you are, okay? And now you can see each other eye to eye, and it's safe. It's not like on your orb. It's safe, okay? You must be working with a lot of energy protection. This concept of energy protection is how we translate it is often keeping everything out, even love out, and it's misinformed because we are automatically judging everything that's out there. This, I don't want anything evil. Okay, what is evil exactly? Because you can learn something from everything. So if you're keeping everything out, then how are you ever going to grow? You're keeping out all the evil, but the love and the evil, the chaos, the yin yang, it's all a part of everything, and it's a part of you, and you are a part of all of it. So you're keeping yourself out, is all you're doing, without understanding. It's just, that's just the dynamic. It's a really interesting phenomenon, okay? Energy protection is a whole other conversation, okay? You're already protected. The thing I need to tell you is you don't need energy protection because you're already protected. As soon as you believe that you need energy protection, now you are saying, I'm not protected. But you're all. You're everything. Since when is God not needs to be afraid of God's own self? So God better put an orb up to keep God's self out. No, you are all, okay? So you're already protected. You're already whole. You're already complete. You're full of light, okay? You have to start to understand what that feels like. You have to understand what your personal power is based on energy, based on the way things feel, okay? All right. Yeah, a lot of sexual energy like emanating from this being towards you. Like, and just take me. I mean, it's just, you ignore it again and you start basically there's an energy wall up now, and you start just tapping on the wall and just pushing buttons, basically like this is another screen, like another TV or computer or tablet or something, and you're just pushing buttons with your finger. And I say you can't ignore this. You aren't, I know, ignoring this, but something inside of you wants nothing to do with it, is creating blocks to ignore it. To heal this, you cannot block it. You have to face it, which means you're going to have to face your fears of it and everything that this represents. The only way for you to regain your personal power is to actually face this without any blocks in the way. No! I'm talking to you, not the demon, you. And I'm forcing all this to come down. And everything starts to shake, and all this, man, you are boxed inside. I mean, I'm impressed, to be honest. Like, you really built up quite a schematic here. And it's all starting to break down, break apart, okay? And it's falling, the ceiling's falling, and of this energy. You're starting to levitate, and you're going towards the ocean. And this thing is just following you everywhere you go. But you always have like a cell phone or a tablet. Like you're always carrying a something. And you're always like half absorbed in it. And it's not anymore. It's not trying to hurt you. You have to work through this lesson. You have to, okay? I can't take it away, because part of the lesson is for you to learn what you're meant to learn from this. You got to set the technology down, and you're going to have to just face it. You have something that you're ignoring about yourself. There's a special caliber about you, and you're ignoring it about yourself. And I feel like you might feel, in a way, I'm really picking up on this gross thing is somehow a part of who you are, and is trying to come back to you based on everything that happened. You obviously broke off parts of your soul, fragmented, and this seems to be the suffering, the pain that's trying to heal through you, because it's a part of you, but you're rejecting it. And you're calling it white and electrical currents. This is why we have to understand it, and just sending it away. You could be sending a part of yourself away. And that's not going to work. That's why you have to work. You have to try to understand this, and don't be afraid of it. You're going to have a lot to learn, okay? It's easier said than done when you're just beginning, because how do you tell someone to not be afraid when you're actually going through the experience of being infiltrated by a thing that is taking over your mind? I mean, I know you're telling me this stuff, and trust me, I know what this feels like. I felt this experience in my own life. I help people through this experience. You need to learn how to do journeys just like I do in order to see it. So I'm just going to give you tips on how you're going to do this from here. Don't worry about what I saw and how my interpretation of it, because it's your turn, okay? This is when you're ready, okay? When you're ready. When you are ready, okay? In your heart, when you are ready. Because the first thing I'm teaching you here in this session is you have to say, I'm ready now to face this thing. And I planted the seed so that you can open up to your higher self and your angels and say, help me to feel that it is time now for me to face this. You'll know when. Now, when that time happens, you sit in the shower. Like I would sit in the shower, and I would journey into the weird stuff that was happening to me, okay? And it was a comforting place. The water was always comforting for me. I love water. And that was something that helped me, okay? And then what I would do is close my eyes, and I would see it inside myself. and I would look at it. So let's say you see it inside yourself as white and electrical current, okay? Now let it be a form, let it be a body. No matter how gross it feels, no matter how scary it feels, just keep looking at it. Because you're transmuting that through your beautiful light. You're filtering it through yourself. The way this energy feels, you're filtering it through yourself, so it's going to feel like it feels like it's inside you, but it's not. You're filtering it through you in order to heal it. Okay, that's an empath thing. Okay. So you just inside yourself, you just sense it, and you just continue to look at it as though you have an internal universe and you're looking at it inside yourself, okay? And let it be as gross and as barfable and as scary as it needs to be, but you just keep looking at it because it can't hurt you, okay? It can't hurt you. Now you walk towards it in that space with your energy body, as in just move towards it. And now touch it with your invisible hand. And the heart. You see how you're moving towards the fear? You see how you are the powerful one here? What's it going to do to you? Nothing. Because you're owning your space. You're owning your soul. You're saying, you need help. Let me help you. You're going to watch it freak out because you're doing the opposing thing. You're afraid of it, so now it gets bigger. But when you stop being afraid of it, it gets smaller. You control it now instead of it controls you. You see how you turn things inside out? This is a psychic thing. You're going to have to develop psychic ability. And it's easy. So easy. So now you're approaching it. Don't be afraid no matter how gross it feels. And it's going to feel convincing that it is inside you and that it is getting worse. It isn't. You're transmuting it inside yourself, okay? So now, touch it. And like in my version, it just starts screaming and this just becomes a bunch of wavy lines. See it as the part of you that has been hurt, that needs a flippin' hug, that needed a hug when nobody would hug you. This thing needs that. See it as you, when you needed a hug most and nobody was there for you. Now you have the love inside yourself. You have the Christ consciousness. You have the unconditional love. You have the power to be there for this thing that's hurting. Is it hurting you or is it just hurting inside? Now you can hug it and help it. You close your eyes and you have the vision inside yourself and you do the feelings work. It's the feelings work. And you turn this whole thing inside out, okay? That's how you do it. All right, thank you so much. Really glad I could help you. And you got this. You got this. You can do this. You can totally do this. And when you do this, it's going to change your whole dynamic. It's going to change your world. It's going to change the way you see yourself and people and the human race and the spirit realm. It's going to be big. It's going to be huge. And all you have to do is that. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. It's going to change your whole world. Okay? Thank you so much for the opportunity to help you. Thank you for sharing with others. Everybody watching, thank you for all your love and support, your kind comments, support of my clients. I hope you all have a wonderful day.